Dear God, why you never wanna pick my call? I was in the dark and I got flogged. Keeping all my rules, all been alone. The life is a case, but you'll never come through. Hey, you nigga.
Have you ever wondered what secrets lie beneath the Euphrates River? 4 angels await their moment to emerge. Lucifer, Samyaza, Azazel, Beelzebub. Names you've heard, but their true story is far darker. Revelation speaks of their release at the 6th trumpet sound, leading an army of 200 million horsemen. But why now? What drives these beings? And how will their freedom impact humanity? As we uncover the terrifying truth, you'll see why this ancient prophecy matters more than ever. Brace yourself for a revelation that may shake you to your core. Heaven was perfect, a realm of unimaginable beauty and harmony. At its center stood Lucifer, God's most magnificent creation. He shone brighter than any other angel, his wings gleaming with surreal light. But beneath that radiant exterior, something dark was taking root. Pride. It started small, a tiny seed in Lucifer's heart. Look how beautiful I am, he thought. How wise and powerful. These thoughts grew, feeding on themselves. Lucifer began to see his own glory as equal to God's.
Why should he rule over me?
The question poisoned Lucifer's love for his creator. He saw God's authority as a chain holding him back.
I could do better.
He whispered.
I should be the one on that throne.
Lucifer's obsession grew. He started whispering to other angels, planting seeds of doubt.
Don't you think we deserve more?
He'd ask.
Why should we bow to anyone?
Some angels recoiled from these dangerous ideas. Others listened, drawn in by Lucifer's charisma and the promise of power. The peace of heaven began to crack, hairline fractures spreading through paradise. Lucifer's ambition reached its breaking point. He gathered his followers and declared open rebellion against God.
No more will we serve.
He cried.
Today we claim what's rightfully ours.
Heaven erupted into chaos. Angels who had lived in harmony for ages now faced each other as enemies. The air crackled with celestial energy as battles broke out across the eternal realm. Lucifer led his army, convinced of victory. How could God stand against so many of his mightiest angels? But God's power proved absolute. With a word, he could have erased the rebels from existence. Instead, he chose a different punishment. Lucifer and his followers were cast out, hurled from the heights of heaven. They fell like dying stars, their light fading as they plummeted towards earth. The fallen angels crashed into our world, their beautiful forms twisted into something dark and terrible. Lucifer, once the brightest of all, now burned with hatred and resentment. He looked at the paradise of Eden, at the humans God had created, and a new plan formed in his bitter heart.
If I can't rule heaven,
he snarled,
I'll corrupt his precious creation. I'll prove that humans are flawed, that God's love for them is misplaced.
And so began a new war, one fought in whispers and temptations, with the souls of humanity as the prize. Even as Lucifer schemed, he knew this wasn't the end. A final judgment awaited him and his fallen brethren. What terrors would they face on earth? What role would they play in the cosmic drama yet to unfold? The fallen angels' rebellion had set in motion events that would shape the fate of both heaven and the dust had barely settled from the great angelic war when Earth became the new battleground, with humanity as the pawns. Samyaza, a fallen angel, saw an opportunity for revenge against God and a chance to shape human history. Leading 200 fallen angels, Samyaza descended to Earth, intent on interfering with God's creation. He gathered eager listeners, revealing secrets of magic and divination that blurred the line between mortal and divine. But this forbidden knowledge spread like wildfire, consuming everything in its path. Azazel, another fallen angel, taught humans to forge weapons and craft cosmetics. Suddenly, humanity wasn't just armed, it was vain. The focus shifted from inner beauty to outward appearances, from spiritual growth to superficial charm. The changes in human society were rapid and profound. Villages grew into cities, and cities into empires, all built on the foundation of this forbidden knowledge. Conflict erupted as humans wielded their new skills for both good and evil. God watched in sorrow as his creation spiraled into violence and vanity. The pure world he had crafted was being tainted, corrupted by the very beings he had once called his own. Yet, he didn't intervene. This was part of a larger plan, a cosmic drama playing out on the stage of human history. The Book of Enoch describes the gravity of their actions, and Azazel taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates, and made known to them the metals of the earth and the art of working them. And there arose much godlessness, and they committed fornication, and they were led astray, and became corrupt in all their ways. But the fallen angels' plan had unforeseen consequences. In their quest for revenge and power, they had created a world where their own existence was threatened. The very weapons Azazel taught humans to create could one day be turned against them. The knowledge of magic and divination gave humans tools to potentially challenge angelic power, both fallen and divine. As chaos unfolded, Lucifer watched and plotted. He saw the opportunity to make his move, ready to take center stage in this cosmic drama. The corruption of humanity was complete, but at what cost? The consequences of their actions were about to catch up with the fallen angels in ways they never expected. And humanity? They stood on the edge of a battle that had begun in heaven and was now spilling over onto earth, armed with knowledge, weapons, and a newfound vanity. The stage was set for a conflict that would shake the foundations of creation itself. The fallen angels had sown chaos on earth, but their victory dance was premature. As the dust settled on their grand plan, a new threat loomed, one that would make them question everything. What if their quest for revenge had unleashed forces even they couldn't control? Cast out of heaven, the fallen angels found themselves in a strange new world. Their ambition transformed them into something far more terrifying than mere outcasts. Enter Beelzebub, soon to be known as the Prince of Demons. His rise to power showcased manipulation and cunning at its finest. Beelzebub saw an opportunity as the fallen angels fought for position. He whispered in Lucifer's ear, his words a slow poison seeping into the minds of the other fallen. Lies spread like a disease, turning angel against angel. His tactics were ruthless but effective. Lucifer, recognizing Beelzebub's value, granted him his new title. This wasn't just a fancy nickname. In the New Testament, we see the Pharisees accusing Jesus of casting out demons by the power of Beelzebub, the prince of demons. This reveals Beelzebub's crucial role in the demonic hierarchy. Hell now had structure, a twisted mirror of heaven's angelic ranks. Beelzebub, as a prince, wielded authority among the fallen. His influence reached earth, where he spread lies and temptation. His mission, to lead people away from God, corrupting truth until it became unrecognizable. The fallen angels built their dark kingdom, a mockery of God's heaven. Humans fell under their sway in increasing numbers. The knowledge of good and evil spread like wildfire. Cities grew into empires, fueled by ambition and pride. But something ominous loomed on the horizon. The Book of Revelation speaks of trumpets heralding a day when everything will change. The sixth trumpet brings Beelzebub and his fellow fallen angels into play. The Euphrates River a place of immense significance, is where key events leading to Armageddon will unfold. Its drying prepares the way for the kings from the east to gather for the final battle. Why does this matter to Beelzebub and the other fallen angels? Because their release is destined. They're bound, waiting for the moment to be unleashed upon the world. When that happens, they'll lead an army of 200 million horsemen. This release, this moment of apparent triumph, is also the beginning of their end. The fallen angels, in their pride, think they're orchestrating events, but they're playing right into God's plan. Remember, Beelzebub's name evolved from Lord of Flies to Lord of Dung. It's a reminder of how far they've fallen, of how their rebellion has twisted them into something unrecognizable. Their power has limits. As the trumpets of Revelation sound, as the Euphrates dries up and the final battle approaches, one question hangs over everything. What judgment awaits them?
I'm Dajjal, and my coming will shake the very foundations of this world. The time is near, and I will come to test the faith of all. Dajjal, you little god. I am coming. It is hell. Come to paradise.
This life is all about time. When my time comes, no one can stop me. One thing I love about myself is that I encourage myself. I motivate myself. I believe in myself, and I know God won't fail me.